I'm feeling it. My bones telling me it's right. It's so different. But when you take me to the light, it's like a cigarette. And I'm burning at your lips. That's so innocent. And you kick it up, and now I want to show you all what you deserve. And know we got so much to learn. And just like when we said I do, and it's only you that can do it like that. Yeah. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we'll dance. We ain't got no plans. I like it with you. Yeah. I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains, taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it with you in it. And make me take a little look. Can we finish it? And then get busy getting back into the thick of it, yeah. Take a second, breathe it in. Now out again. I'm still understanding just how you do the magic when you look at me. Know what I'm saying? It inside your seat. Oh, and just like when we said I do, and it's only you who could do like that. It's only you who could do like. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we dance. We ain't got no plans. You. I like it with you. Yeah. I like it with you. When the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains, taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it when you tell me that you love it. And when you pull the strings, I'm a puppet. Even when it rains, we above it. I like it with you. I like it with you. Yeah. I like it with. I like it with you.
We ain't got no plans.
Have you ever seen this? Have you ever felt this? It's a feeling so unheard. When every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. When every time I Just make me whole. Just make me whole. Just let me
Seeing monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep, you pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream. Until our last breath, every heartbeat. When your nightmares turn to real life and the ground's filled up with landmines, we will face it, standing side by side. You know I'll come running when you need. I'm coming. You know I'll come running. You go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarm and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, yeah, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, yeah, I'll be your army. If you go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarms and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, yeah, I'll be your army.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel for tonight's action here for the Canadian Grand Prix at the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. We're here for round 9 of season 9 here on the PlayStation 4 and 5 for Purple Sector, and I'm delighted to say we've got another full grid here tonight, as we had on Tuesday night actually as well. So really good turnouts here this week here at Purple Sector. Spanish Grand Prix was a full house, and tonight here at Montreal we have 20 out of 20 drivers, so excellent to see. As we're in the early stages of the qualifying session here at the moment, we've currently got Joseph setting the pace, the man who took the win actually in Spain on Tuesday night, and we're looking to try and follow that up here. He's actually in imperious form as well here. Over a second he's got a gap at the top of that leaderboard over Matty Pitt in second, so Joseph really showing he's got the credentials so far in this session. Anyway, we're going to quickly switch over to the PlayStation, so we'll be able to hear us nice and crisp and clear on the stream, which is what we want, obviously. But yeah, want to say a big warm welcome to all the drivers and to those of you who are tuning in live at the moment. Just going to quickly put up my phone so I can actually speak to you as we're live on the stream. Also, I'm just going to plug my headphones in to the computer as well, so you don't hear the background noise there. I don't know if you can hear it, because it's actually running at the same time as the stream, so you probably can't, because it's probably exactly the same as what you're already hearing. So it's probably not even detectable. I'm just going to put my headphones in anyway, so it sounds a bit cleaner. But yeah, here we are then, guys. Canadian Grand Prix here tonight. We've currently got Joseph on provisional pole. V10 Ultra's done a time which has got within 3/10 of him, so not bad there from V10 Ultra. Obviously he's got points to make up. Obviously he had a good showing at Spain earlier in the week. Actually, I think he finished ahead of his championship rival Tez. I can't actually remember now. You know what? It was 2 days ago, and I actually can't remember. My head is a complete fuzz at the moment. I don't know what happened and when. I'm just extremely fatigued and just very sleep deprived. So I can't recall who finished ahead out of those two. I know that it was a bit nip and tuck. Oh, Tezza came second. And V10, he had a mare, didn't he? Of course, yeah. The late safety car completely put paid to him having any sort of solid race. So V10 actually, for those of you who don't know, did actually finish out of the points on Tuesday night, and that allowed Tezza to close the gap in the championship considerably. I'm going to read out the championship standings in a second, but yeah, of course, how could I forget? V10 Ultra had a horror show on Tuesday night, and his gap in the championship is now only 7 points. So V10 Ultra comes into tonight leading the way on 127 points, ahead of Tezza Muzza, who sits in second on 120. Then in third place you've got Matty Pitt, who sits on 101, so 26 points covering the top three. And they're a long way clear of Rexy Boy, who's in fourth on 67 points. He's only just got just over half of what the championship leader V10 Ultra has, so huge gap between the top three and Rexy Boy in fourth. Now Uregia in 5th place on 48, ahead of Stiffmeister in 6th on 47, with Ruck in 7th on 45 points, T in 8th on 45, ahead of Freddie in 9th on 43, Justify 10th on 40 points, and you've got the Mark in 11th on 38, followed by Joseph 12th on 32, and that's only going to go up because he's now found his form, has really found the pace here so far. This week at Spain, obviously a big indication of what could be to come here for Joseph. So yeah, 12th place in the standings doesn't tell you where he's going to be by the end. But Truckee 13th on 29 points, ahead of Nathan in 14th on 22. Arlenberg 15th on 18 points, with Street Boy 16th on 8 points. Millsy 17th on 2 points, never seen the dude. 18th is Oliver, with Flair in 19th on Nilpa. Owen also, as well as Dr. Braden. Nino Blanco, I think he's a reserve because he's showing up below those, but he has 6 points to his name. And Brinky rounding out the standings also on Nilpa. But that is your standings here for the season so far here for the Purple Sector Formula 1 League, as we can see the provisional pollster to Joseph coming back out onto the track, looking to go for another tilt here to try and improve that time and just lower that benchmark a little bit more here. But V10 Ultra currently sat in the pits at the moment, our championship leader. Tez will be looking to try and build on the momentum from Tuesday night, where he closed the gap in the championship to V10. The gap was 22 points going into Tuesday night, and obviously afterwards, with Tezza getting a podium, 3rd place, and V10 scoring nothing, it was he brought it from 22 down to 7 points. So it's oh so close here between these two. And Tezza knows that if he gets the win and the fastest lap, then he will be winning the championship regardless of what V10 does. Now, it is quite hard to get the win and the fastest lap because there's always somebody who will come in for a free pit stop late on and plumb in the fastest lap. So unless you've got a pit stop's gap to the second place driver, it's very hard to win the race and get the fastest lap. So generally it's not something you see very often, but that would be the gold standard that Tezza would require. He's coming into the pits at the end of this run, so obviously it's not an improvement this time around. So Tezza deciding that he needs a fresh set of boots and he's going to go again here. Joseph coming through the final corner, about to start a flying lap here, trying to improve on his provisional pole time, which is currently a 1:10.3. V10 Ultra still sat in the pits at the moment. Is he going to wait right until the end of the session when the track's ramping up to really show his hand here? There's obviously still plenty of time left in the session. We're still only just over halfway through this qualifying session at the moment, so still time for these drivers to show what they can do here tonight. As that was a hiccup, I do apologise. But yeah, Joseph currently out there. Let's watch the provisional pole time. He's currently 4 thousandths of a second up through the first sector, so fine margin, but doesn't matter how fine they are. If you're improving, you're improving. But coming through the middle sector, we've got Freddie in the comments saying, hello there Andy, how are we doing today? I'm doing very well, Freddie. How's yourself? How are you doing? Freddie obviously out on track tonight. Is currently on the leaderboard. He's currently yet to set a time. 15th on the leaderboard there. You can see YouTube Freddie driving in a Haas car. Looking forward to seeing what he can do, because he's been very strong so far this season. Not just in purple sector, but also motive as well. He's definitely stepped up his game in the last, since the start of this year. So hoping to see big things from him. As we see Joseph coming into the pits at the end of the flying lap. So lots of drivers coming in at the end of their flying laps here. Wonder what's going on. Is there rain in the air? Maybe it's just very, very light, so we can't see it. I'm not sure, but it doesn't appear to be raining just yet. It appears that there's the threat, there's the potential of a bit of rain in the air, but I don't think it's falling at the moment. So I'm not sure why everybody seems to be bailing out at the end of their flying laps here. But a little bit strange, that one. But lots of drivers in the pits, staging a session where you'd be expecting them to be putting the laps in here. Owen also coming into the pits at the end of his flying laps. So they're all boxing at the end of their flying laps here. What is going on? Something is a little bit strange here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. This is unusual, it has to be said. Bit of a head scratcher, but nonetheless, we've got Justify coming towards the end of the middle sector. He's currently 4 tenths down on his personal best so far this lap, so not improving as things stand at the moment. Trucky in the pits, so's Rexy Boy now as well, so Rexy Boy becomes the next driver to come in and not complete a flying lap here. So yeah, not too much drama going on. There's Millsy. I was saying before how I haven't seen him race before. Millsy's out on track tonight. Obviously the mystery Millsy who's been showing up on the championship standings. Here he is in the flesh. This is the guy. But yeah, this is nonetheless. We've got a few minutes left in this qualifying session here, and it's still Joseph setting the pace on a 1:10.3 ahead of V10 Ultra in second place. And we've just got Matty Pitt now on an out lap, so somebody's actually out there doing some lap times here, which is great to see. Street Boys on a flying lap. Let's jump on board with the Ferrari man here as he's coming through the first sector, towards the end of the first sector. Let's see what he can put on the board here. Currently half a second down on his personal best, so I think that's pretty much put an L in that lap before it's even really got going here. We've got Justify in the pits, as well as all Trucky's out there on an out lap. Mills is also on a flying lap, but appears to have backed out of it. So this qualifying session is turning into a bit of a joke, really. Nobody's either people are bailing out of their attempts, or they're just not on laps. Tezza's going to be coming in, I reckon, this time, because he's not on a personal best, not even near a personal best, and it's going to go for a fresh set of boots here. But yeah, lots of drivers in the pits, all bailing out of their lap times. Is there like a reward for how many times you can pit from an in lap? I mean, I just don't understand. I am baffled by what I'm seeing right now. But nonetheless, we jump on board with the purple sector Formula 1 League owner here, Matty Pitt, as he's coming out of turn 2, and he's already backed out of his lap. What about Street Boy? He's coming through to the end of the first sector. He's nearly a second off of his personal best. It doesn't appear like there's any rain falling. It's definitely cloudy, but I don't think it's raining. So I cannot work out for the life of me why there's no improvements and why nobody's doing laps at the moment. Truckee is coming towards the. Oh, he's in the final sector now. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think he's out there in anger at the moment. I think. Am I watching a lobby full of AIs? I don't think I am. No, that's definitely a human driving that car. Well, Matty Pitt's on an in lap, I reckon. Nope, this is an out lap. Oh no, it's a botched flying lap, but he hasn't got damage. Alright then, let's jump on board with Matty Pitt here, see what he can do. He's going through turn 2. Gets some sort of power nice and early, stays off of the curve on the outside there into the little chicane. Using plenty of aggression there. Not too much, but just treading the needle here. And he's currently 2 tenths up in the first sector there. Is Matty Pitt, so he's finding time here in the first part of the lap. Getting onto the grass a little bit there, pushing those limits. Just seemed a little bit tentative getting onto the throttle there. Taking a tight line through this flat out corner. Obviously, you want to be taking like a sort of a wider line through there, maximising your speed. But Matty Pitt, a bit of a head scratcher there for him as he's coming now down towards the hairpin. Got a driver pulling out of the way. Matty Pitt still up on his personal best, so we've got some improvements coming in here towards the end of this session. That's what we want to be seeing. Here we go then, Matty Pitt out of the hairpin as we've got somebody's improved there at the top of the leaderboard. Freddie's gone into P4, so Freddie with a great lap there, getting himself on the front 2 rows as things stand. Matty Pitt coming down towards the chicane. If he carries on what he's doing here, he might be able to leapfrog Street Boy and Freddie here. Here he comes, Matty Pitt through the final chicane. He'll get a bit of tow here as well for good measure as he comes up towards the line. Matty Pitt comes over now and it's P4 there for him. Just edges out Freddie there and by 400ths of a second, and Matty Pitt onto the front 2 rows here. Freddie's backed out of his final lap, so I think that's his session done here. Freddie's going to be starting P5 at best here for this one. The mark is out there, but he's down on his personal best. He's on an in lap by the looks of things. Joseph is out there and improving at the moment, so looking to try and cement his position at the top of the leaderboard. V10 Ultra couldn't improve on that last lap. Stays in P2. Doesn't look like he's going to be finding any more time here in this session. Joseph, though, coming to the end of the middle sector, currently 2 tenths up through the middle sector as well. Arlen Berg's gone into 3rd place there with that what's the penultimate lap of his session. He'll get one more running after this. Can he find a bit more time here and maybe get closer to Joseph? Can he get it ahead of V10 Ultra maybe on the front row of the grid? But here comes Joseph here down towards the final chicane. Let's see if he can go full beans here through here and fully commit himself. Here he comes then out of the final corner up towards the line for Joseph. Can he get in the 109s maybe? Here he comes. It's not a 109, but it's a 110.2. He improves by 1/10 of a second, and Joseph continues to cement his position at the top of that leaderboard by over 4/10 of a second now. So that's dominant form there from him. Tezza goes into 3rd place. Has he got enough tyres and enough fuel for that matter to do one more lap here? Seems like he is going for one of the lap here. So Tezza is not done yet, but he's 7 tenths off of the provisional pole time, so he's going to have to really pull one out of the bag here. V10 Ultra is done for the session. He's not going to improve. Arlen Berg is on an in lap. He's 1.4 seconds off of his personal best. The Mark and Matty Pitt both done for the session. Freddie is improving actually, so he is on one more attempt here. Obviously on scrub tyres though, because he's already done one flying lap on his set of tyres, so they won't be giving him the utmost pace, but nonetheless he's going to give it a go here as we come down towards a hairpin, and Freddie is 2/10 of a second up here. If he keeps this sort of momentum, that will put him in 4th place as things stand. He just needs to keep what he's doing right now through the final sector. Here we go then, jumping on board with our Haas driver. DRS open as he comes down the long back straight towards that final chicane. Freddie is currently in 7th place at the moment, but he's only 3/10 of a second off of 4th place. He's only 4/10 of a second off of 3rd here. Here he goes then. Freddie through the final chicane, gets it nicely hooked up towards the line. Here he comes. And what is it going to be for Freddie? He comes over now, and it's P4 there for him. He improves by the desired amount. Not quite on Tezza Muzz's pace, but Freddie there, a great grip position there for him. Owen coming up towards the line. He's currently P9. Can he improve at the end of the session? No, he can't. P9 for Owen. T coming into the pits. I think that's his session, or it is his session done. There is no doubt about it. Oliver comes over, can't improve. P16 for him. That is that, guys, for this qualifying session here. So Joseph will be starting this one on pole. In the end, 4/10 of a second ahead of V10 Ultra. Joseph stamping down his credentials. Is it a bit late in the day for him to be mounting a championship challenge. I reckon it could be, but nonetheless, there's still going to be opportunities for him, for sure, this season to get lots of wins and really show what he's made of. But Joseph here, pole position in the end ahead of Vitan Ultra in 2nd place. Tezamazza 3rd with Freddie in 4th. Eilenberg P5 ahead of the mark in 6th with Matty Pitt 7th, Justify in 8th. Owen will start at 9th ahead of Tian, who will complete the top 10. We've got Brinky, Nino Blanco, Rexy Boy, and then Ruck setting his fastest time on the mediums. Not sure why, because you can start on whichever tyres you want. There's no constraints as to starting on the tyres you qualified on or anything like that. So a bit strange there from him. Millsy P15 ahead of Oliver 16. And Dr. Braden and Flair failed to set a lap time. Street Boy and Truckee disqualified from the session. So that's, yeah, not what those two would have wanted, I'm sure about that. But that is the qualifying session done there. And that is another pole position here for Joseph, who seems to be in some pretty serious form at the moment. Hoping to follow up with a win, obviously, that we saw on Tuesday night at Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. Looking to try and make it 2 wins in the space of a week here. And Joseph, you wouldn't bet against him, would you, based on the form of Tuesday night? But one man who's going to be extra motivated here tonight is Tezamazza, starting in 3rd place next, or just behind his championship rival Vitan Ultra, who started in 2nd. But Tezza knows he needs to be outscoring Vitan Ultra, and he's only 7 points behind him in the championship after Tuesday's not so great showing here for Vitan Ultra. And look at this, we have got some heavy rain falling here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, so looking like it's going to be a treacherous start here for these drivers, and it's going to just throw an extra element into the mix here. Now it's going to be about who can be the most patient here, who can keep themselves out of trouble in this first stint. I imagine this is going to be wet tyres. That looks like it's considerably too heavy to be inters, so it's going to be all out, guns blazing, and try and keep yourself out of trouble here in the first part of this race here for the Canadian Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League. This is going to be an interesting one. Who is going to get the best start here? As the lights coming on now ahead of the grid. We're moments away from the start of the Canadian Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League, and it is lights out and away we go. And it looks as like Joseph gets a good start there, as Tez is already attacking on the back of V10 and has got the move done there into 2nd place. So championship leader there, losing out to his championship rival Tez up into P2. We've got Freddie, who's trying to hold on ahead of Eilenberg here, but Eilenberg's keeping it there around the outside, manages to hold on to it. Does Freddie there, as Tez has taken the lead. Oh, incredible racing there from Tezza, and he's moved ahead of Vitan Ultra, dropped down to P6 here. So Vitan Ultra's had a horrible show coming out of turn 2, but Tezza leading ahead of Joseph, followed by Freddie in 3rd place. He's had a cracking start here. Eilenberg is ahead of the mark, and Vitan Ultra down in P6 as Justify's moved ahead of Owen. Rock's moved ahead of Nino Blanco, and Truckie's moved ahead of Millsy. We've got yellow flags here, no surprise in with the track conditions like this, as we see Oliver losing out to Street Boy and Flair. Dr. Braden's had a spin and is down to the back of the pack, as Flair's moved ahead of Street Boy as well, as Rock's moved ahead of T up into 10th place into the final points paying position. But it's all happening right now on this first lap. Vitan Ultra's moved back ahead of the mark up into P5. The mark's lost out to Matty Pitt as well, and the mark's dropping positions left, right and centre here. Justify's got ahead of him as well, so the mark going backwards here on this opening lap. But it's Tezamazza leading ahead of Joseph, with Freddie in 3rd place. We've got Ruck, who's moved ahead of Owen up into 8th or 9th, sorry to say. But Owen getting the move done through the hairpin once again there, as there's chaos there going through the hairpin. What is going on in the background there? Somebody's getting pushed onto the grass there. Was that Truckee who was getting squeezed onto the grass in the background? That was quite crazy there, what was going on. But Tezza leading ahead of Freddie, with Joseph in 3rd place. So Freddie's got ahead of Joseph up into P2. Great driving from Freddie on this opening lap. Has gone from 4th up into 2nd place. We've got a Red Bull there diving up the inside of a McLaren, as Brinky there goes wide and goes onto the runoff there. Has lost out to Flair as a result. We've got a safety car here at the end of the first lap. Rock's binned it out of the final chicane and has dropped down to 19th place. Not quite sure why I got a safety car. Maybe it's Dr. Braden blocking the track. So I don't quite know what he was doing that for, but that's brought out a safety car here on lap 1. You couldn't make it out, could you? Obviously in recent times we've been playing music during the safety car periods. I've realised that's been causing quite a lot of lag on the streams recently, and the reason why is just because when I'm using the PC, the stream runs in the background on my PC, but when I'm using the PC whilst we're streaming, I find that it causes a lot of lag to occur on the remote play on the PC side of the remote play, which is what I use obviously to show the gameplay live, and pretty much like bang on when it's happening. So obviously before I used to stream to a private YouTube stream, which is about 10 seconds behind real time, and then in turn the OBS stream will be another 10 seconds. So I'll be showing what was happening about 20 seconds after it was happening, whereas now the delay is about 10 seconds because the remote play gets broadcast to my PC almost instantly. But I find that when I'm using my PC whilst using the remote play, it lags the hell out of it. So I found that the best thing to do, unfortunately, I can't access my PC at the same time because I've only got one HDMI cable. So it's either the PS5 or the PC that's plugged into the TV. But I'll try and keep you guys entertained for the next sort of couple of laps here under safety car. But we've got a couple of drivers coming into the pits here under the safety car. The Mark's coming in, so is Owen. And so is Ruck. So I imagine damage there on those cars. We're going to get the tyre graphic up. It's going to say wet tyres for everybody, I'm sure. But yeah. So those three all coming in. I imagine damage on those cars. Dr. Braden probably be coming in as well. Obviously the trigger of the safety car. Got MN99 there saying hello Andy. Hello mate, welcome along. MN is a big fan actually on the channel now. I see him quite a lot throughout a lot of these F1 streams. Definitely enjoys watching his friends out on track. What's your PSN, MN? Because I forget who you are, to be fair. I know you've raced on here before, but I can't remember. But yeah, we've got Tezza leading ahead of Freddie with Joseph in third place and Eilenberg P4. V10 Ultra obviously dropped down a load of places on the first lap, currently running in P5 at the moment. Matty Pitt has moved himself into P6 on this in the first part of this race. Justify 7th with Nino Blanco in 8th. T running 9th place at the moment. Rexy Boy P10. And then we've got Flair running in 11th place, followed by Brinky in 12th place. Millsy has just overtaken Truckee under safety car there. So had they just swapped positions just before that? I'm not sure. Truckee there moving back ahead of Millsy. Millsy having to let him through. A little bit naughty for him to have gained the position in the first place. But he has reconceded that position once again here. And unfortunately we're going to have to do one more lap under safety car because mandatory 2 laps under safety car. You can't do less than 2 laps. And obviously because Rock and Dr. Braden is nowhere near the back of the pack yet. What is he doing? He's not even gaining on the pack. He's not even gaining on the pack. The safety car is going quicker than he is at this point. Owen and the Mark are in the pits at the end of lap 2. But slightly chaotic start to this race. Obviously not what we wanted. We wanted to be seeing lots of clean, fast-paced racing action in the first part, but it's not been the way, unfortunately, so far anyway. But still a long way to go. Still plenty of chances for us to see some exciting racing here. Obviously in the conditions here tonight, I think that safety cars are going to be par for the course. Hopefully we can keep them to a minimum. Obviously, so as you're just tuning in here live on the Motive Racing YouTube channel right now, you're currently watching the Purple Sector Formula 1 League, which is one of our partners, obviously owned by Matty Pitt, who's our league coordinator for Motive Racing's Formula 1 League. And great bunch of guys, very clean racing from what I've seen. It's been 4 grids now for the last 2 races as well. So it's definitely well worth a watch. Some very competitive, very evenly matched field. Yeah, just interesting to follow, and it's always a pleasure to commentate on these drivers as well. They're always really clean, as I said. The racing, the standard of driving is very gentlemanly. We can see Street Boys in the pits here, and the safety car is still out, so I think Dr. Braden's AI has had to intervene and catch him up to the pack here. But Street Boy in the pits should be able to catch up. You can see the pack going through turn 2, so he'll be comfortably able to catch up. before we get going again at the end of this lap. We should be going at the end of this lap. I doubt we'll be going any later than that. So we should have safety car in this lap popping up on the screen in a few moments' time, which is what we want to be seeing. We want to be getting back underway again. We want to be seeing some action here out on track. That was my PC making a noise of dissatisfaction for some reason. Not sure why. So here we go then, there's confirmation, safety car will be coming in this time around. So Tez will be getting us underway in a second with Freddie on the back of him. What can Freddie do here in P2? He's a bit of a rain master, this man. Can he make the most of it here tonight? He's had some really strong qualifying pace in the last few rounds, but for some reason the races just haven't really strung together for him so far, but can tonight be the night where he finally gets it together here and maybe gets a podium, who knows, maybe even more. Tezza there, weaving around, trying to get some heat up into his tyres. Tezza's gone, Freddie, off you go. Here we go, we're racing here down towards the final chicane, and Tezza's already bolted here. Joseph on the back of Freddie. Seemed like he got a slightly better start there, a better reaction. And we see a driver into the pits there. Joseph straight into the pits here on the restart. So what is going on with Joseph there? Joseph in the pits at the worst possible time on a restart. That's the last place you want to be on a restart. As V10 Ultra's moved ahead of Matty Pitt here into 4th place. So V10 Ultra with a flying start here at the moment. But we're coming through turns 1 and 2. There's the whole pack as they come through. You can see there are no other position changes right now. Everyone's holding firm at the moment. Joseph has rolled the dice here and put the inters on. So is Owen. So that is a ballsy move. They're the first 2 drivers to do so. Is it going to pay off? You're either going to be a hero or you're going to be an absolute zero, and there's no in between. But Millsy's dropped it. Millsy's had a moment there. He's round. And Millsy facing the wrong way. Gets it pointing in the right direction, but he's lost a few places there. Oliver's lost out to the mark as well. The mark's up into 14th place. But Millsy there with a big moment, and that's really compromised his race at the moment. We've got Arlenberg just about within a second of Freddie at this point. We've got Flair, who's really putting pressure here on the back of Rexy Boy for P9. Truckee also hassling Ruck here for 12th place. Keep an eye on these 2 battles here. But looks like Flair's just dropped off at the back of Rexy Boy a little bit through that section. Brinky now getting closer to the back of Flair as they come into the hairpin. You can see the McLaren there of Rexy Boy going very wide indeed there through the hairpin. Really getting that horribly wrong. Truckee in the meantime closing up onto the back of Ruck here as they come out of the hairpin. Down the back straight again. Looks like he might just be a little bit too far away to make a move into the chicane. But obviously that's only half the job, because if you can get a good exit out of the chicane, then you set yourself up beautifully going into turn 1. So it's certainly not over if you're a bit far back through this bit. But Truckee didn't get the run there at all, as Flair here getting ahead of Rexy Boy into 8th place, and Flair now free to chase down T, who's running just under 2 seconds up the road there in 8th place. T in the meantime is on the back of Nino Blanco in this battle for 7th place. V10 Ultra is close on the back of Arlenberg here in this battle for the final podium place. These guys a couple of seconds back off of Freddie, who's running in 2nd place here in this one. We've got Rexy Boy, who's still putting the pressure here on Flair. Oh, it's Rexy Boy there going deep and sends it up the inside. Flair getting a beautiful exit though, and getting a suckering there in there back up into 9th place. Brinky now looking to attack there on the back of Rexy Boy here and breezing past him there. Brinky up into P10. Rexy Boy losing 2 places, might lose another one here because Truckee's now attacking on him as well here, but Truckee's not close enough going into that chicane there, and Rexy Boy holds on for that one. Ruck in the meantime is very close on these guys as they now come down towards the hairpin. He's looking up the inside here is Ruck, but he's too far back going into the hairpin just at the moment. Gives Truckee a big tap in the rear there as they go through. But they're all holding position just there. Ruck here, very close here on Truckee. He'll have Slipstream as well down the back straight. There's the Mark, who's waiting in the wings as well here. As Ruck here pulls out the Slipstream and breezes past Truckee there up into P12. The Mark there just waiting behind these at the moment, but not really in position to challenge at this point. As they come down the start-finish straight once again here. Joseph in the meantime on his intermediate tyres, first driver to come in. He's just put a move there on Oliver up into P16. Keep an eye on his pace because That's going to be crucial to know what the strategy's going to be. Obviously, the Inters are going to be soon going to be the faster tyre, depending on how quickly the track dries out. Oh, and Brinky's out of the race. Oh, no! It's debris all over the place there. We've got another safety car. Safety car back out again here. It's the second one here tonight, and we're only on lap 8 of the race. Well, that's going to neutralise the race again here. Street Boys picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under a safety car as well. It's turning into a bit of a chaotic race here. Has to be said. Not what we want to be seeing at all. Okay, you've got 9 of us watching on YouTube right now, guys. If you are enjoying this stream, then obviously please do drop a like on that video. And obviously give your appreciation to the drivers here at Purple Sector, because they do put on a good show, but unfortunately at the moment we've got a safety car, so we're just waiting for this safety car period to end. I wonder if it's any of the drivers tuning in just whilst we're under safety car here, obviously sticking the AI in the car maybe. We've got a few drivers coming into the pits here at the end of lap 8. In fact, more than a few, practically the whole field is coming in for intermediate tyres here. The Mark rolling the dice and staying out on the track, but is he going to benefit from this? Because a few of the drivers have already been into the pits and already coming out of the pits now, so the Mark doesn't really benefit at all from staying out. He's got old tyres on, the wrong tyres on. Freddie has gone for a fresh set of wets. That's quite ballsy there, because Freddie needs it to rain a bit more here. As you can see, clearly the rain is not very heavy, so Freddie really needs it to come down quite heavily here. But the rest of them all in the pits at the moment. But yeah, Freddie definitely needs things to go his way with the weather at the moment. That rain is coming down very lightly, so those wet tyres are going to be the wrong tyre. I think that he's going to be outpaced by those around him on this restart. Or if not on the restart, then certainly a couple of laps into it. I personally don't think that's the right call there for him. Oh, Street Boy's gone off, going through the hairpin. What has happened here to Street Boy? Oh dear. Street Boy having a moment under the safety car, and has to get himself back together again to catch up to the back. What is going on there with Street Boy? That was a little bit weird. As Freddie's coming into the pits. Oh, he must have put the wets on by accident. So Freddie's had to come in and do another pit stop here. So clearly selected the wrong option by accident. And there goes the intermediate tyres. Now Freddie's on the correct tyres. Where's he going to come out in all of this then? I think he's going to be just behind Rexy Boy. Let's see, Freddie into turn 2 now. Oh, he's just ahead of Truckee there. So Freddie running in P11. Still a long way to go. There'll still be opportunities here in this race. That is for sure. There's no doubt about that. But he's going to have his work cut out here in this one. There you go, then confirmation the safety car will be in this time around. The pack's all with us, so got all 16 still in the race in the trainer cars here. The safety car's going to speed off into the distance, and we'll be ready to go racing again here at the end of lap 10. Tezza once again weaving around, trying to get some temperature into those tyres, making sure he's primed and ready to rock and roll here when we officially go green, green, green once again. You can see how He's having to just weave around all over the place. I think he's going to try and catch Eilenberg a little bit off guard here. He's going to try and go when Eilenberg least expects it. He's going to go now. Tezza gets his foot down to the floor. And we're underway here, coming down towards the chicane. There's Eilenberg, who managed to get a decent reaction there to him. As we see them all going through the chicane right now. We've got a side-by-side in the background there. Who's this? We've got some drivers quite close, but it seems to have just stretched out a little bit going into the chicane there. As we've got Street Boy into the pits on the restart. So that's the last place you want to be on a restart. I said before, I'll say it again, it's really not a desirable position to be in there. But Vita Ultra is on the back of Eilenberg here, looking to put the pressure on here for second place. Tezza as things stand, outscoring his championship rival. Obviously, Vita Ultra the championship leader coming into tonight. But as it stands, if he continues behind Eilenberg, then Tezza will be leading the championship after tonight. So Vita Ultra needs to finish in P2. But Tezza would need the fastest lap to overtake him, so they'd be tied on points, and it would go to a countback if VTM were to come in second here tonight, with Tezza obviously leading, winning the race. If it were to stay as it is right now, as Freddie's made a move on Rexy up into P9, so that's Freddie up another position there. Ruck is attacking the back of Truckee here in battle for 11th place as well. Rexy was got a 3-second time penalty there for multiple track limit warnings. He becomes the 5th driver here in this race to get a penalty. Freddie says my game bugged me and put me on the wrong tyres. That is annoying. That is really annoying. Oliver there moving ahead of Owen up into 14th. Always Owen's got no front wing, so he's going to be coming in. Come on, mate. What are you battling for? Come on, you got no front wing. Sort it out. Flair there moving ahead of T up into 7th place. Matty Pitt into the pits here at the end of lap 11. Tezza's just on the fastest lap of the race there. Obviously the race leader continuing to exert his authority here on the rest of them here tonight. V10 still hassling the back of Eilenberg here as they go through the chicane. Owen's out of the race. He's crashed out here on lap 12. But looks like we're going to recover it under double wave yellow flags here. Matty Pitt getting around Ruck there into 11th place, coming down towards the chicane. And it's done that one beautifully there with Matty Pitt. Freddie now attacking on the back of T here, looking to try and gain another place here in this race after his extracurricular pit stop. We've got Flair there moving ahead of Nino Blanca up into P5 as they coming into the hairpin. Freddie close on the back of T going into the hairpin, a little bit too far away though just at the moment. There's Vita Ultra here pulling out the slipstream, looking to the inside here on Eilenberg. He's going to make that one stick there beautifully there, does Vita Ultra. But Eilenberg, I tell you what, has got a decent enough exit here as they come down the start-finish straight. But Vita Ultra just pulling away, even despite the slipstream there for Eilenberg. Vita Ultra clearly has a lower downforce setup. You'd expect that to not be working as well in the wet conditions, as Eilenberg has picked up a 3-second time penalty there. We're riding on board with him as he did it. He took a chunk out of turn 1, and as a result, he's going to have 3 seconds added to his time when we get to the end of this race. So that has not gone the way he would have wanted it to at all, I'm sure about that. Rock there in the meantime is on the back of Matty Pitt, still sticking to him despite Matty Pitt getting ahead of him a lap or so ago. The Mark now joining this battle for P11 as well. Freddie still hassling the back of T here for 7th place, but he still can't make the move at the moment. Looking to the inside there, a little bit too far away at the moment. He's just letting T know that he's there and that he's waiting to pick up the pieces, but T there managing to park his car on the inside as Freddie gets a lovely exit there. Surely it's going to be job done there for him. He's going to breeze around him with the straight line speed and didn't even need any helping from DRS, and Freddie there up into P7. Beautifully done there from him. Managed to get a lovely exit there, and Freddie can now try and chase down Nino Blanco, who's about a second up the road there in P6. So Freddie continuing to make a headway here on his comeback drive through the pack after his unfortunate glitch, which caused him to have to come in for an extra pit stop. But Eilenberg here is on the back of Vita Ultra as they're going into the chicane. The Marks moved ahead of Ruck up into 12th, but Ruck's actually got back ahead of him on the exit of the hairpin. So down the back straight we go. The Ruck seems to have better straight line speed here. In the foreground, we've got a battle here going on with Truckee and Rexy Boy as they're side by side into the chicane. There's all bit of contact there as Rexy Boy has to take to the runoff and runs over those speed bumps there, as Matty Pitt now moving ahead of Rexy Boy. So Rexy Boy losing out 2 places there. Truckee up into P9. Matty Pitt there, so now splitting these two. But Rexy Boy might have a bit of damage on the suspension there. He definitely went rattling over those curbs on the exit of the final chicane there, which would have compromised him considerably. Eilenberg still on the back of Beaten Ultra here in this battle for second place. Freddie's still close on Nino Blanco at the moment as well, as they battle it out over P6. Truckee has got Matty Pitts still very much on the rear of him at this point. The Marks moved ahead of Rock up into P12 as well. And Freddie ahead of Nino Blanco up into P6. So Freddie there managing to continue to pick off drivers like they're nothing here at the moment. He's making light work of the drivers here between himself and a potential podium maybe. Who knows where he's aiming for in this race. Matty Pitts still on the back of Truckee here as they're coming into the hairpin. There's Rexy Boy in the background. The Marks drops off for this battle a little bit there in P12. He's got the Ruck for company as we come out of the hairpin, but Ruck just has to get out of a little bit there to avoid running into the back of the Mark, who seemed a bit out of sync there. Nino Blanco still all over the back of Freddie here. Matty Pitt close to the back of Truckee as well, but a little bit too far away going into the chicane. As Rocket sends one up the inside of the Mark into the chicane and gets that one done beautifully there. That's Rock up into P12. Lovely maneuver there from him through that chicane. Excellent stuff there from the Alpine driver. Excellent move. T in the meantime still running just ahead of Truckee in this battle for 8th place. Truckee still trying to keep that pressure on him here. He's just over a second behind Nino Blanco. He's looking a bit more comfortable in that P7 now than he was a few moments ago. Matty Pitt also waiting in the wings behind these drivers here. Mark in the meantime still trying to pressure the back of Rock here for P12, but still not close enough to really put him under any real threat at the moment. As T there has made the move on Nino Blanco up into P7 into the hairpin. Goes a little bit wide though, tacks the wall on the outside. Nino Blanco getting a beautiful exit there and moving back ahead of him up into 7th place. T now tucks into the slipstream, looking to try and get a bit of a run here down towards the chicane. Here we go then, getting some closing speed. Looks like the Red Bull's just got the straight line speed advantage here over the McLaren though, as Matty Pitt's moved ahead of Truck up into 9th place. That's job done there for Matty Pitt. As you can see there, the Mark's still pressuring the back of Ruck, but still can't make anything happen just there. Trucky's got back ahead of Matty Pitt, and oh, there's been an incident there. Somebody's gone off. I think something's happened there. Is there debris? Oh, the McLaren hasn't got a front wing, has it? Yeah, Rexy Boy's got damage. That's what caused the safety car to happen. Truckee straight into the pits there after whatever happened there. So he's now getting some fresh boots on. He's got medium tyres on. He is going to struggle. I think we can say that with some degree of certainty. Did the safety car come out before the leaders came round? I don't think it did. No, it didn't. So the leaders got around before the safety car came out. So they're going to get that free pit stop, which you get if you beat the safety car out of the pit lane. Checking my audio, making sure it's still good. That drivers aren't too tempted to switch on to a new set of inters yet. Maybe they're holding out for the dry tyres if we have it on a safety car. Maybe even if we don't add on a safety car, there might be a need for dry tyres near the end of the race. So maybe drivers, that's the reason why no one's coming in for a fresh set of inters. Oh, as I say that, Matty Pitt's been in, so has Rexy Boy as well. Rock has stuck the soft tyres on as well. So is there a bit of a trend going on here, maybe switching to dry tyres? Obviously, Truckee came in for the mediums on the previous lap, but I think that might have been an accident. It was, yeah. Just so Trocky's gone and put the inters on. But Ruck has gone and fitted soft tyres onto his car. It's not like we've got no front wing. Oh, he has. It's just very well disguised. But yeah, Ruck obviously on the soft tyres, so he will, I think, be struggling on this restart. You can actually see a dry line appearing, but I don't think it's enough to be able to extract the best out of the car. I think that he's going to be sliding around all over the place when he's offline, and if he ventures out off that racing line even for a second, he's going to be in all sorts of problems. So for me, I think Ruck's rolled the dice a little bit early here. I suppose it's worth a risk if you're not in the points, but yeah, I'd say I don't think that's going to pay off. Personally, I don't think it's going to pay off. Street Boys put a set of mediums on as well, so Ruck's not the only one to fit the dry compound on. Trucky obviously did briefly put the mediums on, but we believe that was an accident. Oh, Freddie says, to kill some time, predict your top 5 in the Constructors. I'm assuming you mean in the real life F1. It's a difficult one at the moment. Right off the bat, I'd probably say... it's hard actually, you know, because we honestly don't know what the order's going to be. I reckon it's going to be something along the lines of Red Bull, either Mercedes or McLaren second, Ferrari fourth, Aston fifth. I don't know. This is a difficult one, because obviously if the Red Bull isn't as dominant this season, then Red Bull could easily not win the Constructors. You know, I think Max Verstappen would win the championship, but I could quite easily see Red Bull not getting the Constructors, because the way Perez was not really backing Verstappen up last season. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't to finish Constructors winners, but I reckon it'll be Red Bull, McLaren or Mercedes to win the Constructors. It's difficult really. I mean, we know the 5 teams that will be in the top 5. It's just about what order it's going to be. I don't think that Aston are going to quite have the pace to challenge for podiums like they did last season. They might get the odd one, but I don't think it'll be the same as it was last season. I think they peaked at the start of last season, to be honest. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see Alonso win a couple of races. I still think Alonso will probably end up going to Mercedes for 25, because they need somebody to warm that seat for Antonelli, and Alonso's obviously not a long-term option. So for me, I think that would make sense. But here we go then. Over the line to start lap 20 of this race. Teza Muzza coming into turn 1 ahead of Viton Ultra, with Arlenberg there in third, followed by Justify. Oliver's retired from the session here, so he's out of the race. He's crashed somewhere, don't know where, but that's obviously now us down to 13 runners here in this race. Tesla leading ahead of Eton Ultra with Islandberg justifying 4th place. There's Flair ahead of Freddie, followed by Nino Blanco. T running 8th ahead of the mark with Matty Pitt in P10. Rexy Boy, Truckee and Street Boy rounding out the classification here. But Tesla leading us here through the middle sector here on lap 20 of the race. Have we just had our last safety car, or have we got more to come here? Hopefully we're going to see a clean run from here to the flag, and the strategy can play a part here in this one. But it's going to be a run, I think, unless we see any more rain. I reckon we're probably going to see a switch to the dry tyres probably in the last few laps here. Keep an eye on Street Boy because he's on the dry tyres. Let's see what his sector times are. Oh, he's got a 3-second time penalty there for track limits. It appears he is falling off at the back of the pack as well here, so it seems like the dry tyres haven't reached their window yet. But Tesla leading by just under a second here over Viton Ultra, seemingly has got the race pace over the Ferrari man at the moment. Obviously Tesla is second in the championship, Vitan leading the way by 7 points, but as things stand they'll be tied on points after this round. I'm not sure who'll be in the championship based on countback, but at this point it will be absolutely nothing between them going into next week. But Tesla there, fastest up of the race, continuing to put out his gap there over his championship rival at the moment. As we watch the rest of the pack going into turn 1 here on lap 21 of the race. Freddie says real life and purple sector. Oh, okay. That's a difficult one. Mercedes, I think, obviously will win the constructors because they've got Tesla and Matty. Second, maybe yourself and Justify. You're both consistent. You're both high up in a lot of the races. Probably Ferrari next. Probably followed by Haas. And no, not Haas. Alpha, sorry. Alfa Romeo. Already predicted Haas for P2. Oh, it's Tesla into the pits. And 5th, I'd probably go for McLaren, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon TM Rexy Boy for P5 in the constructors. But Tesla's gone for the mediums. Wow, that's big news. And so is Islandberg here. So they're clearly thinking that the dry tyres are the tyre to be on. V10 Ultra is staying out an extra lap here. Going to potentially take the lead for him, or is he going to find himself further behind Tesla than he was before? This is going to be crucial here for the direction of who wins this race. But Tesla there pulling the trigger early. We've got Oliver there in the comments. He says, can't believe that lucky to have lasted that long. Unfortunately, your luck eventually ran out there, Oliver, but unlucky there. Good to see you being a good sport about it, though. But the mark nonetheless still ahead of Street Boy in front of 4P10. Street Boy obviously one of the first drivers to put the medium tyres on. His tyres are going to be overheating, though, because he had them on when they were not the appropriate tyre to be on, so they would have been struggling during that time. But he is nonetheless trying to put the pressure here on the mark for 10th place here in this race. Getting closer to the back of him here as they come out of the little kink down towards the hairpin once again. We see V10 Ultra and Justify both in the pits here at the end of lap 22. Matty Pitt, Freddie, as well as T as well. Tesla out the front, bit of a gap to Islandberg at the moment. V10 Ultra back out of the pits. He's running in 3rd place. He's 6 seconds behind Tesla, so having the inters on for another lap definitely was detrimental to him. Tesla Muzzer having put in fact, what? He's put another set of inters on. Oh no, V10 Ultra. That's a glitch there. I'm sure that's a glitch. He wouldn't have done that voluntarily. What on earth is going on here tonight? V10 Ultra's going to have to come in and pit again. Oh, we got a safety car here, and that's great timing because I'm getting a phone call. Here we are then, guys, back underway here at Canada for the restart here. Arlenberg, we're all over the back of Tezza here into turn one. Too far back to make a move on the brakes, but looking like the track's pretty much bone dry now. So that'll be advantageous. Oh, it's the Ferrari there, trying to make a move up the inside there. Vita Ultra tried to go for a dive on Matty Pitt, but it was a little bit too far away there. Matty Pitt there holding on to that one for the time being as they come down towards the chicane. There's the Mark waiting in the wings here behind these at the moment. You've got Street Boy, Rexy Boy, Freddy, Trucky and T on the back of these as well here. But Tezza here leading as we're coming around the middle part of the lap here on lap 26 of the race. You can see Arlenberg keeping himself well within an arm's reach at the moment, and watching all coming down this little straight towards the chicane. So looking like it's all still quite tightly bunched at the moment. Rexy Boy all over the back of Street Boy here coming into the chicane. A little bit too far back. Freddy now looking to the outside as he makes the move on Rexy Boy there. Bit of contact there between them as they're now side by side here down towards the hairpin. You got the McLaren there of Rexy Boy trying to keep himself on the inside as Freddy goes late on the brakes. Oh, and Freddy there almost running into the back of Street Boy, but managing to get the move done on Rexy Boy up into P10 just there then. And Rexy Boy on the soft tyres will most likely not be able to go to the end on those, so he'll have to pit again before the end of the race. As Vita Ultra's moved ahead of Matty Pitt up into P6 there, down the back straight. So Vita Ultra picking up another driver up into P6, but got a long way to go to get up to the front of the pack. And as it stands in this race so far, Tezza Muzza will be the championship leader at the end of tonight because he's 7 points behind Vita Ultra in the championship. And obviously Vita Ultra down in P6. He will have to score, he will have to be in at least second to be in the championship coming away from here tonight. So Tezza Muzza currently in a prime position here to take the lead here in the standings here after the Canadian Grand Prix. Arlenberg still running in P2 ahead of Flair, followed by Justify in fourth place. You've got Nino Blanco still holding on from Vita Ultra at the moment. He's attacking on the back of him there for P5. You've got Matty Pitt ahead of the mark with Street Boy running in ninth place. There's Freddy ahead of Rexy Boy with Trucky and T rounding out the classification right now. But Tezza starting to drop the hammer here on this restart. It's got a second of a gap already here over Arlenberg and looking to try and just up the tempo a little bit as Vita Ultra hassling the back of Nino Blanco. Nino going to get a great run there through the chicane, and here goes Vita Ultra. He's going to look to the inside here as he looks to go for a dive, and he's gone a bit late on the brakes there. Does he get it stopped in time? He just makes the corner, but Vita Ultra gets suckered out of the corner by Nino Blanco, but he manages to get a better run out of the corner that does Vita Ultra than Nino, and gets to move back down up into P5. Freddy in the meantime has moved ahead of Street Boy up into P9 as well, so got lots of position changes going on right now. It's happening all left, right and centre as Matty Pitt's got ahead of V10. So V10 got passed again by Nino with the slipstream. Nino's back up into 5th place as Matty Pitt gets ahead of him as well. And Freddy's moved ahead of Street Boy up into 9th place, into the chicane. But V10 there losing out to Nino and Matty Pitt going down the back straight. Oh, as V10 Ultra just tagged Matty Pitt in the rear there going through into turn 1. As we've got Rexy Boy losing out to Street Boy, but they're still side by side, and Rexy Boy actually stays ahead of him there in 10th place. You've got Trucky there moving ahead of T up into 12th place, pushes him a little bit wide. Oh, Trucky there squeezing T onto the grass. A little bit naughty there from him, but gets P12 nonetheless in that one. As V10 still trying to come back at Matty Pitt here, but obviously has lost out to Nino and Matty Pitt a few moments ago in that little skirmish. Matty Pitt closer to the back of Nino here, looking to the inside. There's a gap on the inside which he's going for. Matty Pitt goes late on the brakes into the chicane and makes that move stick there. Beautiful move there from him, and Nino there goes straight on, and that allows V10 Ultra to make the move over to P6 as well. Nino Blanco there losing 2 places there as we come down towards the hairpin. Now V10 can try and attack on the back of Matty Pitt and focus on his rival who he was battling with a lap or so ago before Nino came in and knocked them both down a position. But currently Nino still trying to come back at these guys here. He's got the mark here hassling the back of him for 7th place as they come down the back straight. They've all got DRS now, obviously, as we're on lap 3 of the restart. As here goes the mark to the inside. In the meantime, V10's got ahead of Matty Pitt with the DRS, but Matty will be able to return the favour here down the start finish straight. Has V10 still got the DRS? He has got the DRS, which is helping him pull away from Matty Pitt, and it will keep him ahead into turn 1. There's a bit of contact there between Nino and the mark, as the mark there squeezes drop into 7th place. Beautiful move there from the mark. We see there Street Boy has got ahead of T into turn 1, but goes a little bit deep into the corner, and T managing to get the cut back beautifully there through turn 2, and gets back ahead of him there, does T, up into P12. But Tezza still leading ahead of Arlenberg. Arlenberg keeping Tezza on his toes out the front. We've got 3 second time penalty there being given for Trucky for track limits again. So more track limit penalties being handed out here in the latter part of this race. Matty Pitt still has in the back of V10 Ultra, but he's now almost a second behind him, so V10 Ultra looking comfortable in that one, and is probably going to start to pull away and start to try and chase after the podium runners here. V10 Ultra is about 7 seconds off for a podium place here in the shape of Flair. He's currently 3 seconds off a 4th place man, Justify, as things stand here in this one. But Matty Pitt's still trying to cling to the back of him. He still have DRS just about here, coming down the back straight. It might help him get a little bit closer to the back of V10. It will keep him in striking distance here. Freddie here is on the back of Nino Blanco as well. You've got Trucky here close on the back of Rexy Boy as they're coming down the back straight. Rexy Boy, no DRS from the car in front, obviously, because he's 2 seconds behind Freddie Boy, or Freddie should I say. Yeah, he's not really close enough to mount any challenges at the moment. Trucky here with DRS down the start finish straight, too far back on Rexy Boy. Just at the moment, we'll have to hold position for the time being. As Berg has dropped back by a couple of seconds here off the back of Tezza, so Tezza now looking more comfortable in the lead of the race here. Freddie still managing to put the pressure here on the back of Nino Blanco. We've got Owen who's joined the session again here. Not quite sure why. But here we got Freddie still trying to come back at Nino, and he's looking around the outside here as Freddie, and he's done that one beautifully there as Freddie up into P8. Excellent move there from him. And now he can look to try and chase after the mark. He's a second and a half up the road there in 7th place. They're all quite spread out now in the mid-pack. No one's really in a close battle at the moment, apart from Rexy Boy and Trucky, who are battling over 10th place as they come out of the hairpin once again. But yeah, this is really the only battle of note at this particular moment in time. Freddie's still trying to force the mark into a bit of an opening here, but still not really close enough at this point. Trucky's still keeping Rexy Boy on his toes. They've had a 4P10. He's now joining them for this fight as well here. It'll be a three-way fight quite soon here. Justify's got V10 Ultra now within a second of him, so V10 has hunted him down very quickly here. These two are only 3-4 seconds off the back of Flair, so V10 could be looking at a podium here in this race if he can continue this momentum that he's been showing over the last couple of laps here. DRS down the back straight, he's going to be too far back on Justify into the final corner, but if he can keep himself close, he might have a chance into turn 1 with a bit more DRS. On board with Ferrari here, getting closer and closer and closer and closer as Justify tries to defend the inside, but V10's going to look to the inside anyway. Goes later on the brakes there, he goes down the inside there. V10 Ultra gets it done up into turn 1, and through turn 2 we go. V10 Ultra up into 4th place as Freddie has moved ahead of the mark up into 7th place as well here. So 2 position changes in the space of a few hundred metres between the 2 battles. But V10 Ultra up into 4th place, Freddie up into 7th place. He's got a 3-second time penalty there for multiple track limit warnings. Yet another one here tonight. It's the Montreal Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is notorious for the track limit penalties here on the F1 game, and once again it has delivered what we all expect it to here tonight. As Flair has now left the session, we've got Trucky still trying to hassle the back of Rexy Boy with T very much in tow as well here on the back of these drivers. We've got all of them in a DRS train here. As Trucky's got DRS here coming down towards the chicane. He's not going to make that move from there as Rexy Boy covers the inside line off. Oh, as Trucky there goes steaming into the back of him there. Didn't get any damage, didn't quite go into them with enough oomph. But T managing to get the run out of the chicane. But Trucky's still there, still not giving up in this one. He's still on the inside. He sends one down the inside. There's Trucky in the second phase of the braking zone. But T managing to keep the momentum around the outside. But Trucky will have the DRS here. No, he won't. Yes, he will. He will have the DRS as he comes down the back straight, which will give him another chance to try and take that position back off of him. T has the DRS on Rexy Boy, but it's not helping him at all. Trucky there breezes past him like it's not even there, up into 11th place. Into the chicane we go, but is that going to give T now the DRS down the start finish straight? It is, and it's going to give him a bit of momentum as well. Here we go, but Trucky has the DRS from Rexy Boy. They're going to be side by side into turn 1. Is this going to be an incident, or is it going to be clean from them as Trucky manages to go late on the brakes and hold it around the outside? T can't do it there and has to hold position. Oh, good save. T very close to losing that one, but held onto it just about. Trucky's still running in P11 here in this little battle. V10 Ultra has moved ahead of Flair up into the podium places here. As Flair's ghosting, so that's his AI in the car. which is not going to be ideal for him at all. Not quite sure why that is, to be honest with you. Maybe he's disconnected, I'm not quite sure. Trucky's just ahead of this battle here between T, or just ahead of T. T is managing to get him on the exit here. As these two were side by side for a second. Trucky just managing to get the better run out of the hairpin. T walks up back into the slipstream here. Both of them with DRS on each other here as they come down towards the chicane. And T has to wait there, and he's going to, I think Trucky manages to get a much better run through the chicane, and he's going to absolutely tear away from him down the start-finish straight. And Trucky will be now looking to try and get on the back of Rexy Boy for the final points playing position here in the closing stage of this Canadian Grand Prix here for the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. Justify's got some DRS here on Flair's AI, which should be able to take him past him, but it's not really getting much closing speed at all here. Seemingly Flair's got some very strong Flair's AI has got some very strong straight line speed, because even despite having DRS, Justify wasn't really gaining at all. Down the start finish straight we go, getting a little bit of speed, but not much. I think maybe the toe doesn't work if it's the AI in the car as well. He's ghosting through him there. Trucky has moved ahead of Rexy Boy into P10 through the final chicane, as Justify has got ahead of Flair's AI. He's ghosted through his AI going through turn 2. But Trucky into the final points playing position here on the final lap of this race. Street Boys moved ahead of T as well, up into P12 as they come out of turn 2. Rexy Boy trying to come back at Trucky here on this final lap of the race, but on very worn out soft tyres. I think he's best advised to just get them to the end in one piece. And that would be an achievement in itself here. In the meantime, our race leader Tezamaz is coming down the back straight for the final time. And he's had this race under control, hasn't he? He's never looked in doubt, really. He's been pretty much had the hand over his championship rival all night long, and Tezamaz over the line. He's going to take the win here for the Canadian Grand Prix at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. Tezamaz with an impressive showing here tonight. Eilenberg takes second place. Viton Ultra third. Loses the championship. No, he doesn't. Viton Ultra gets P2 on the penalties there. So Viton Ultra second. Eilenberg dropping down the order here. Justify gets a podium. Flair over in fourth. Flair's AI, that could be a DQ. Not sure what Matty Pitt's rules are on that one. Eilenberg P5, Freddie 6th, ahead of Matty Pitt 7th, and Mark 8th. So Eilenberg dropping down to 5th place with his penalties there. Nino Blanco 9th. Trucky over in the final points playing position. Rexy Boy 11th. As we wait for the timing board to update itself here at the end of this race. So that is it then. Rexy Boy 11th, Street Boy 12th ahead of T in 13th. Oliver finishes in P14 for this one. Ruck 15th, Owen 16th with Joseph in 17th place. Millsy 18th, and Brinky and Dr. Braden there retired from the race a long way out. But that is that, guys, for tonight. Big thank you to everybody who joined us here on the stream, and obviously to the drivers watching this back afterwards. If you did enjoy, please share it with your friends, family, and always associates. And we will see you, we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully, for Motive Racing's Formula 1 League. Some of the drivers here tonight will be on track tomorrow. But for Purple Sector, we'll be back on Tuesday night. And that'll be round 10 of the season. Going to quickly check what the next race is going to be for Purple Sector. Next round will be at Austria. Red Bull Ring next week. And it'll be a sprint round as well. That's going to be exciting. So tune in next week, Tuesday night, 8 PM UK time. If you're not around for that, then definitely make sure you're around next Thursday, because we'll be live for the British Grand Prix Purple Sector from Silverstone. Also, if you're a Motive Racing YouTube channel fan, be sure to tune in on Sunday night, should I say, for the GT3 Championship on Assetto Corsa Competizione on the PlayStation 5 version. We'll be live at 8:30 PM UK time for that one. But guys, thanks ever so much. We'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, and good night.